First night hike. Not really a night hike. We started at like 6 something. Most of the group went earlier to try to have the sunrise at Kuwohi. But another friend and I left just a little bit later. It was quite dark when we left, but you can see the sunrise peeking through. We didn't want to walk in complete dark. So kind of nice that you can actually see the sunrise this morning because it's been so foggy and cloudy lately. I feel like this is a different kind of forest than we've been in, like with hardwood trees. I don't know what I'm talking about. Probably the other ones were hardwood too, but they just feel different. Reminds me of Michigan. I'm trying to get out in the clearing for the sunrise. Having a rare flat path right here. And there, yeah, anyway. But it's muddy. I was wondering as we got higher in the elevations if there would still be ice, and look, it's like literal spring, winter. Hello. I think I'm like a little less than 2 miles from Clingman's dome. Kuwohi. Darn it. Kuwohi. So hard to make good time with these views. Like I started walking and then I saw that. Look at the snow still on the trees. I admit that would have been prettier with the sunrise. I tried. About a half a mile. Sorry. About a half mile to Clingman's dome. But I think it's gonna take me a while to get there. Good excuse to stop. .3 ahead. I thought we came out to the parking, so maybe we go right out to the tower and then go out to the parking. We'll find out. So 5 years ago, I stood right here and said, wow, the Appalachian Trail. And got my picture. Yes, I'm fixing to cry. Because I thought to myself, boy, I wish I could through hike that. I was overweight, out of shape, tied to a mortgage. Didn't see it happening. But here I am. We'll see if this trek up to the tower is as hard as I remember it from 5 years ago. So glad we have a view. Okay, so this is kind of cool because I don't remember all of these, but I remember being at Standing Indian and of course Fontana Lake and Chioa Bald. So there they are. That's so cool. Okay, so Fontana Lake, somewhere like that. Chioa Bald. It's crazy that I just came from there. Back down we go. That was really kind of emotional for me. Just thinking of being here before and just how different things were in my life then. I'm really thankful. Thankful we had a view instead of fog and clouds. The sun's trying to melt everything, but it is pretty icy on the trail today. Just this last little bit, like since Kuwohi, it has been icy. So about yesterday, I realized I didn't explain anything in the video because I couldn't, but yesterday was tough. Like everything about yesterday was hard. Maybe the first mile or two were okay. I don't know, but normally I like hiking in the cold. It was freezing and it was not as easy as normal, what I would call cold hiking is. The terrain, man, like I said, I think maybe the first mile or two were okay, but after that it was like so rocky and muddy, and you had to really, it just required so much more mental attention, which was a bummer because I woke up thinking, okay, it's the anniversary of Grandma's death. I'm gonna spend today just thinking about her and getting some closure and blah, blah, blah. And I think, like I said, the first mile or two, I was able to kind of go there. And the rest of the day was just thinking about where I was putting my foot. And constant, like going from being absolutely freezing to where I thought I was gonna be frostbite. So put my hood back on, put my gloves back on. And then the next second being hot, and then horrible descent that was like super steep. So extend your trekking poles, and then the next second, super steep incline. Like it was just that all day. Then getting to the shelter. And so that's kind of like, you know, the night before we were all like, oh, we did almost 15 miles and it was pretty easy. Hold on, this is, and so we were like, oh, 17 miles, the elevation looked like it was easier. So we're like, yeah, we can do that. But you can't account for, sorry for how shaky this is. I don't know when else to film this, so it is what it is. You can't account for like the terrain, you know, like what I'm walking right now is not great, but it's okay. Yesterday, it was just tough. Okay, so tough. So then I get to the shelter, and I mean, I was just exhausted. Rolling in late, like 7 o'clock. So I think I mentioned before the way that it works in the Smokies. It's just totally different. You can't stealth camp just anywhere. You're staying at a shelter, which actually I was like totally fine with, because 2 nights ago I had like the best night ever in a shelter. Amazing people. We had a great fire going. It was just good. But here's the rule with the shelters in the Smokies. So, section hikers, they get first dibs on the shelter. I've just they get first dibs on the shelter. So it doesn't matter what time we get there as a through hiker. If a section hiker shows up, we give up our spot. It's not their fault. It's the way that it is. I don't know. But yesterday, it was just hard because I showed up exhausted. I knew it was going to be freezing. It was 23 degrees. And then there were like, I know I'm bad with numbers, but I think this is accurate. There were like 20. Yeah, because I heard him counting. There were like 22 or something, or 24 people in the shelter. And then multiple, let's see, I saw like 5 or 6 tents set up of through hikers that had to sacrifice their spot in the shelter. I ended up sleeping on the floor in the shelter because it was 23 degrees and I thought I was going to die in my tent because I get cold when it's 40 in my tent. It was just a rough night. That being said, the next shelter that we were all going to stop at, Ice, I can't remember what it's called. We were informed by some of the section hikers yesterday that is already booked for tonight by them. So it would be the same situation, possibly worse. So I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be sleeping in a hotel tonight, which kind of irritates me, but it's going to be in the 30s again tonight. If it was better weather, I'd be like, fine, I'll just sleep in my tent. But I need sleep. I've barely slept the last couple of days. So we're trying to get to Newfound Gap to get a shuttle by 12:30. We'll see. We're gonna ride a trolley. Wait, maybe they don't really stop here.
I checked it. Yeah, she seemed excited about the opportunity.
Maybe that's what the map says, but they really just pick up down there.
Our backpacks tell you we are not locals. Yeah, we walked 200 miles to be here. Yeah, I was thinking about that with throwing and stuff. We would have to
Look at us! Oh, it is! I'm so excited! Hi!
We don't know what we're doing, but we're doing that.
Yes, we do.
You'll have fun, I guarantee it.
Yeah.
So where are you from? She comes. Woo, woo! She'll be driving a little red trolley when she comes. Woo, woo! She'll be driving a little red trolley. She'll be driving a little red trolley. Woo! She'll be driving a little red trolley when she comes. Woo, woo!
I have video evidence of all of you guys being a bunch of funny guys.
Buddy dead.
Got to the Airbnb, which is actually like a little condo hotel thingy-majiggy, but it's all good. Better than a hotel room, better than a freezing cold tent or floor of a shelter because there's no room, so it's good. Got a little bit of a view. Kinda. Got laundry soaking. It's really not bad. You should have seen my socks. Take a lot of wringing out to get the dirt out. In the grocery store, in pajamas. It was a good day. Getting to the shuttle, I was supposed to get there at 12:30, and I didn't think I could make it, looking at the time that I had left and how far I had to go. And this kid passed me. He was like 23, and he was trying to get to the shuttle too, and I told him, you know, that I didn't think I would make it. And I'd only met him once before. I didn't even know his name at the time. And he just turned around and he's like, I believe in you. And it was really sweet. My initial response that I wanted to say back was, well, I don't believe in myself. And like, I heard those words in my head and I'm like, that's not me. So it kind of like made me, you know, buckle down and like just try. And there were so many times where I'm like, the elevation was so bad that I'm like, there's no way that I can make it. And then all of a sudden, the last, like, I don't know, 3 miles, not all of it, but like a lot of it was like super flat. I don't think I've seen any part of the AT like this. It was like, it wasn't like the AT, it was like a little path at a picnic or at a park or something. It was crazy. And then I was able to cruise. I did not run, because I told God that I would not run. I might not have admitted that I ran a couple weeks ago because I felt like it. And then my Achilles was bothering me after, with a full backpack on. I don't always make smart choices, but, anyway, it was kind of powerful for me. The shuttle left at 12:30. I got there at 12:26. And it was really sweet. All of my friends yelled sunshine when they saw me get in the parking lot. And they said that they were like stalling, putting their bags in the shuttle to try to buy me some time. So anyway, it was just kind of a powerful, like, maybe like a fill up in my faith tank, I guess. And remembering that, like, I had no clue that those flat spaces were ahead, but God did. And, just kind of that, I just really thought about that a lot, that, like, things in life that seem, like, really impossible, and I'm just, like, looking at what's ahead of me, and it's like, there's no way. But I don't know. I don't know what smooth, flat places may lay ahead that are just unexpectedly easy or a blessing. So anyway, we had a good night. We had a good lunch at a restaurant. We came back to the Airbnb and went to the grocery store. Yes, in my pajamas. There's no laundry here, so I'm like, I need to hand wash my clothes, and they were still wet. So and they are still wet. Made dinner. We made hamburgers, and it was good. The guys insisted on me having the king bedroom, which I fought for like several times. I feel guilty, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna hopefully get a good night of rest. Tomorrow was supposed to rain all day, maybe even thunderstorm. It's hard coming off of this to that, but hopefully the shelter situation is thinning out, and that group of section hikers that, you know, we were steady with, hopefully that was just a fluke and they've moved on, and hopefully there's room at the shelter tomorrow night. That's all I can hope for. And if not, I just grit my teeth and hope the next night is better. We're almost through the Smokies. Depending on how we do it, we have like 2 or 3 days left. So